So I always try to find music to go with the game that we're playing for the podcast, and this game doesn't have music to speak of. So the opening song that you heard, I'm sure everybody recognizes it, is from Donkey Kong Country. And when we get to the outro, the music is actually going to be from one of the G.I. Joe games, I believe from the Nintendo era, but I could be mistaken because I was sifting through a lot of different things. Hopefully, it's fun for everybody. Enjoy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Game Over, Play It Again, a special Memorial Day episode of a game about digging a hole. I am your host, Tom Watson, and with me always is Anthony Morris. How you doing, bud?
Oh, doing pretty good. I'm just cracking open a Zevia here to get some caffeine flowing. I've already had about 4 today.
Oh,
Uh,
Jesus.
this will be the 5th. So we're rocking and rolling on this Memorial Day weekend.
We are rocking and rolling, and this is the first time that we've tried recording over Discord, and we are hoping that it will give a better podcast moving forward, especially when we're not able to be in the same room and record. So, how does the sound on your end, bud?
You know, it sounds great. You're coming in very clear. My headset's not doing that stupid thing where it will automatically shut off.
All right,
Um, it's it's a little strange not
it's a lot
not
strange,
having you in the room to kind of feed off of each other.
right?
But
Well, and I can't look at your pretty face.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I can't look at your pretty face. I can't rub your little tummy, and it's.
Hey! It's not that kind of podcast.
But
All
I
right.
think with how busy things are gonna get, it'll be good to try to perfect this. I think my preference is in person for sure, though.
Absolutely. Well, since this is Memorial Day and I should be out digging holes in my yard, I have a lot of gravel to move.
Oof,
Instead, I played a game about digging a hole.
nice,
Yes, that was a good segue, right? I
a
did good.
beautiful segue.
Yeah. Well, and you just feel the need to play this game. Stop, drive on over, grab a shovel, and I'm working on the front yard. And you can just come over and help me anytime you feel the need to do that. I tell you what, I did about 45 minutes to an hour of playing with that shit, and then I come take a little break, and then I go back out and do it again. So we're on break.
So you've been digging holes all weekend, both virtually and in real life.
I have, brother, definitely. So why don't you tell the listeners how this game came to be, the why the hell you'd make me play this, and all that good stuff.
Well, so it's a very anticlimactic story, but we'll just
Dude,
get
you got to
right
get
into
some climactic stories. You got to start getting the good ones because you always start pumping it up and then hitting the brakes. It's like a teaser.
like a tease. Well, that's what I do.
That's what
So
you do.
this all came to be because a friend of mine sent me a YouTube video. And we're going to have a link in the description to this particular video to see if it inspires any of our listeners as well. But the YouTube video is called A Video About Digging a Hole. And the gentleman in the video goes over sort of the psychological need that men feel to dig holes. He goes through various Reddit posts of, significant others talking about why their boyfriend feels this need to dig holes. He goes over the way that men act when they go to a beach. Just this strange internal instinct that we feel to dig, whether we are doing it for fun or doing it for work, it always seems to come up in our lives. And so he was exploring the psychological aspect behind all of that. And in the midst of that, he brought up this game, a game about digging a hole, or Agata for short. And I thought, you know what? I'm intrigued. My interest slowly turned into obsession. I ended up gifting the game to Tom, and here we are.
Well, the ironic part about all that is that you hadn't played the game. You gifted it to me, and I beat the game, and you still hadn't played it yet. That's why I
Correct.
was kind
I
of like, really?
No, you're absolutely right. I actually beat the game at about, well, let's look at our WhatsApp message. I said at exactly 11:24 a.m. this morning. Well, I just beat the fucking game.
Well, 11:24 in the morning is like almost afternoon. So it's not morning.
It's not considered PM till after 12. It's still AM.
Right. How much time did you put in?
I think all in all, I probably put in about 2.5 hours.
Are you fucking kidding me? You did go to town on this game.
I did. Well, I mean, it's not a terribly hard game to beat. You just
Well, I kept
just
trying to make the hole bigger and all this other stuff and exploring and whatnot. It took me 4 hours to beat the game.
dang. Did you get all the upgrades?
I had all the upgrades, yes, but
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what was taking so damn long. And I thought, okay, well, I beat the game. There's all these trophies, and we'll get into some more of this. Let's redo the game. Well, what I didn't realize is that I could have just kept playing on the same game
Right.
and then got the trophies. But there was like they didn't call it New Game Plus. They called it Continue with something. And so I
Yes.
went ahead and I selected that. So I had to start the whole damn game over again. So I actually have 8 hours into this stupid game. And just to appease you, because if you're gonna buy me a game, I'm gonna do as much as I can to play the darn thing. But I'm only missing 2 trophies. I'm
Okay.
missing the trophy where you fall for 4 seconds.
Sure.
I can get up to 2.5 before I hit a speck of fucking dirt and die. One speck of dirt and you're dead. If it's underneath you, you can't go down. If it's above you, you can't go up. And it's asinine. So
Yeah, that the speck of dirt is very frustrating because you'll have the whole area cleared out and there will be this borderline microscopic speck that you get
yeah,
hung up on, and then that's it. You can't get around it. You can't do anything.
no, and I blocked myself a couple times. In fact, on my second playthrough, I was getting a little bit more adventurous, and I didn't really care if I killed off my character. So
Mhm.
I would just be falling and speck of dirt dead. All right, try it again. And you have enough money, so you can just keep, redoing your health.
Right.
But what a pain in the ass. But all right, well, do you want to start, or do you want me to start this podcast off?
Oh, whatever works.
Whatever
I have
works.
it.
All right.
Yeah, I got the game pulled up right now. I was just kind of running around a little bit.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and I'll start, and you butt in, and
Cool.
if I miss something or if there's something you want to add to it and all that good stuff. But basically, you start out the game, and you're going to buy this house for $10,000. And it's
Yes.
a nice starter home in the 50s. It's only $10,000. So maybe in the 50s, that house would cost $10,000. But not in today's world.
No. And
They
depending on
probably want,
location.
right? They probably want 300,000 for this house
Yeah, in
nowadays,
California, this would be like 1.2 million.
right? Oh, especially with the backyard.
Yeah,
That's
with
no
a
joke.
backyard. Yeah.
Anyway, so you buy this house, and maybe it is in the 50s, but you're told that there's this treasure in the backyard, right?
Hmm.
And that you can dig for it. So you run out there with your automated shovel, which I don't quite understand that. I wouldn't mind an automated shovel outside.
Oh, it'd
I
be
just
kind of
have I
nice.
just have a manual one. But and so you go out there and you hit the X in the middle of your backyard and you just go to town. But you can only dig so much because the shovel's battery operated, and you can
Yep.
only hold up to 3 items. And it's just so you start out slow,
Things do
and
start out
then
very slow, and the material that you get, it's not worth much money. So you
nope,
go inside the garage and you sell the rocks on a computer, which I don't,
eBay at
in
its
the
best.
yeah, eBay at its best, and that's how you get the money for your upgrades. So it's a very slow for, I'd say, maybe the first 20 minutes.
Well, that's the thing because I'm gonna pause here for a second. But the other trophy that is there is to beat the game in less than 30 minutes. So there's got to
Wow.
be a way to fast pass that down to the bottom.
Yeah, definitely.
because
Lots of dynamite.
right, in 30 minutes I haven't upgraded my shovel completely.
Right.
And you go as fast as you can to back and forth, and jump in the hole and all that. But yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, so you upgrade your shovel and your battery and whatnot, and many items you can carry. You start out with only being able to carry 3, but your maximum is 40.
Yes.
And so that's not so bad. But in the beginning, it sucks because you're just back and forth and back and forth. And, so you do what you got to do. But then you dig this big asshole, and there's a comma in there. It's not an asshole. It's a big, comma, ass, comma, hole.
Debatable.
Debatable. So then all of a sudden you need a jetpack because you can't just jump in and out of the hole.
Right.
You need something with some thrust to pull you out of that hole.
And there's no ladders.
Nope, no ladders. But yeah, just that one speck of dirt and you can't move. So even if you're using your jetpack, you can lock yourself in there to where, you have to kind of look around and oh, there's a speck of dirt over there. Let's touch that one. And then all of a sudden you fall. So it's not quite, things aren't quite lined up.
No, and no matter how hard you try, you can never get a perfectly circular hole. You can never get rid of all the specks of dirt. This would be, for a person who has OCD, this would be a nightmare of a game.
It is a nightmare of a game, and that's just it. I kept trying to make the hole, bigger and more smoother and everything, so I could get that one trophy. And I think that's what was killing my time. Both times playing it. I was trying to get it so perfect so I could use my jetpack, go up 5 meters, and then just shut it off and fall, and then kick it in, towards the bottom, because it's only counting, the part where you're alive.
Right.
And it's not counting the jetpack usage and whatnot. So yeah, if you die, you're done. You go in, you try some more. So I tried making it to where the whole backyard was dug up. I tried making it to where just a shaft was there, and that actually worked better. But then I'd get overzealous and try to make it bigger and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. But there's different. Once you get into this hole and it keeps getting darker and darker, you have lights that you can place around. And yes, if you actually hit the lights with your shovel, you will destroy it and you have to put up another one. And then you have TNT for the big rocks and the lava, which I thought was pretty cool. But I would have loved it in fact, I've had the dynamite kill me.
Oh, have you really?
That's a fun feature. But it'd be nice if you could just put the dynamite in there and it just blew up the dirt also.
Yeah. Kind of like a Minecraft situation where you have.
I mean, it's expensive enough. Yeah, it's expensive enough for a stick of dynamite.
It is. It's like what, $25?
$100. Well, it's $100. It's $100. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lamps are $25.
Yes, $25 for the lamps.
Right. But there's different ores. There's stone, coal, iron, copper, silver, gold, palladium. So they must be doing this at Stillwater Mine here in Montana, because that's the only place in the United States that you can get palladium and diamonds. And then there's a special one that glows. There's a rainbow ore. Have you seen those? Because I know you have to beat it before you can get that one.
No, I haven't seen the rainbow ore.
Okay, see, you got to do a second playthrough.
I think I'm gonna have to.
Well, before we get going too far, do you have all the achievements, or some of them, or most of them, or where are you at with those?
I have one achievement. I have the stonemason achievement.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is a good one.
That's
fitting.
Right. That's an inside joke there, but that one you basically collect 100 stones and you get the stonemason. And so I'll go through them real quick because like I said, I have all but 2. So here's all the ones I have. Boom, you throw 100 sticks of dynamite.
Okay.
Rainbow, you collect 5 rainbow cores, which I've collected way more than 5. The I am shovel, You have to shovel 4,000 times. Stonemason, you discussed, collect 100 stones. Now, wait a minute. You've beaten the game, right?
Yes.
Well, then you should have treasure.
Let's see if we do. I
'Cause I
don't
don't.
even see
What? I don't
treasure
want to spoil it.
on my list here. So
Ah.
I went back and to look at the achievements. I did the start the game over kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, but you're naming off some things that I don't have.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Well, there's also wasted, which means you
Okay.
waste 50 ores. Okay. And
Okay.
you know, the way that you waste ores, this is for the people listening, is like, let's say that you have your bag full, like you can only hold 40, right? So
Yep.
once you get to whatever your maximum is, if you click another one, you're wasting it.
Right, or if you
And
die in the hole.
and if you die in the hole, yeah. So I got that one, and then the moneymaker is earn $20,000.
Okay.
Treasure, find the treasure chest at the bottom. So when you get that treasure chest and you open it up and it's full of riches, the game's over.
Yes. So I did unlock that that trophy on my Steam account. However, looking at the wall though, I don't see the place for that. So I have Longfall Wasted, Shoveled Boom, Stonemason Time, Special Ore, and Moneymaker.
Yeah, it only shows 8 of them on the shelf, but the other,
Oh, okay.
yeah, the other 2 are in there. And then the old crate, which is the one that, the old crate, grab the 2 keys from the dirt and go in the garage and open it up. You get that one too. But
Very
the treasure chest at the bottom, it doesn't actually have treasure in it. You get there and it's empty.
I was
And then,
so pissed when I beat it.
yeah, and
Was
then
so
the mole
mad.
men come out and kill you.
Yeah, they come out and kill you, and then you realize that this whole operation is being funded by some big moleman conspiracy so they can eat people.
I know.
It was not the ending I was hoping for. It didn't go any direction I thought it was going to go to, and I was very disappointed.
You were, huh?
I was horribly disappointed.
So as you're going through the game, you know, all those ores, I know we're skipping around a little bit, but I'm going to skip back. As you're collecting all those ores, you sell those to get upgrades for charging your battery and your health. You know,
Yes.
so and if you jump into the hole, you need to use that jetpack to slow down. Which we were kind of touching on a little bit. It's trying to find that happy medium, because I'll tell you, I would go down and I'm like, oh man, I know I have plenty more room to go, and so all of a sudden my screen would turn, you know, flash red because I hurt myself a little bit.
Right, hit
Casey
the
didn't get a
floating
chance
dirt.
to play, and whatnot. Oh, so frustrating. Yeah, it's just I can't get that trophy and it pisses me off. Fall for 4 seconds. My best was 2.2. And so
I'm
I just,
looking. It looks like my best was 2.2 as well.
right. So really, that's interesting. And then there's the locating devices. One of them's for like metal, for like your keys, and the other one does like your. There's a couple cash grabs in there, and they automatically turn on. You don't have to deal with those. But describe. I'm gonna have you try to describe going down into the bottom when you actually get into the mine shaft.
Okay. Well, so I found a total of 3 mine shafts. 2 of them contain the treasure chests that have extra money, extra lights, extra, TNT. But then the third one, it's very ominous. It's very strange. You end up going into this crevasse, and the way that I went in, I didn't realize there was a tunnel. So I'm trying to like dig down further. I'm like, fuck, am I at bedrock? What's going on here? I'm trying to place lights and blow things up and use the jetpack, and you lose functionality of all of that when you are in this particular part of the game.
Right. Even if you put a
So
light right above it, it
yeah,
won't turn on.
no, it's very ominous. And so I finally look around and I realize, oh, there's a tunnel. So I go through, and the first thing I try to do is go kill the giant mole with my shovel,
Uh-huh.
and that didn't work out.
No, the shovel doesn't work.
No, so I go back in the hole and I figure out how to sneak around him. I'm super excited, super happy, and you're lost. Like it's dim, it's dark. There's not a lot of light. There's not a lot of direction, and there's many different paths. And
Right.
it seems like as you travel through, you go into these bigger rooms with more moles. And after many times of dying and trying to get around them, I finally made it to the end, and I was so happy. I was a little disappointed because I thought, the game was going to be deeper than it was. But I get into this room and there's this giant treasure chest, and I wasn't aware it was the end of the game. I didn't feel like it was. I thought this was just a bigger mine shaft that I had found, and I was excited because I was going to get a whole bunch of money, and then I was just going to go ape shit in the hole and not worry about killing myself or anything. And then you open it, and and fuck the spoilers. You open it, the treasure chest is empty, and then the moles eat you, and you die, and they sell your house.
Right. Well,
And that's it. It's over.
that's just it, man. The moles fill the backyard back in.
Yeah.
And then they sell the next person the house. That's why it's so fucking cheap. Is because they know that we're gonna pay $10,000 for this house, and they get more food.
This whole thing is centered around a conspiracy to feed these moles.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the whole game.
Well, the other shafts that you were talking about, I don't really consider those part of this, because the bottom part, there's no device that tells you that you're coming across it or anything like that.
No, you just
the other
end
ones
up in
tell
it.
you. Yeah. But there are multiple ways to get down into that very, very bottom shaft. Because I had 2 different entrances on my last playthrough.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny as we're talking through Discord, Casey can hear your voice. so she's totally here bugging me.
Hi, Casey.
Oh shit. That's so funny. Yeah. It's such a stupid game. It really is. And the funny thing is, the family saw me playing it and they're like, "Really? You can't just go outside and work on it?" No. And then Tommy was saying that he'd be interested in doing a recording with me. And I'm like, "Okay, cool. He goes, "Well, you got to quit playing this and you got to go play a round of Vampire Survivors before you start doing that." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." And so I kind of gave it up, and then I played a game of that, and then I came back to this game, and he came back a little bit later. He's like, I thought you were going to play Vampire Survivors. I'm like, no, I'm playing this stupid game because Anthony and I are going to record it, and I thought we were going to record it, like yesterday morning or something, and
Right.
we kind of kept pushing it off and whatnot. So I'm glad we're sneaking it out on Memorial Day. What a great way to do this.
Yeah. There is something. I mean, the game is it's stupidly frustrating, and I hate the way it ended, but there is something oddly addictive about it.
Well, it is. And that's part of the reason I played it again was to see what changed. And there were some minor little changes, and being able to see there's the trophies that you get through Steam, and then there's the quote unquote in-game trophies, and they're pretty much the same, but it was just kind of neat to see those hanging on there, and I kind of knew what to expect, so I thought I was going to do it a little bit faster, but of course I didn't, and I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna go and try to get the other 2 trophies. I think I'm
You're not
done.
gonna trophy hunt it?
Dude, feel free. Like I said, I got 8 hours, and I don't normally say that a game has to be so long versus so many dollars or equals so much fun. I'm just happy to play a game and be done with it. But I can't believe I actually played it back to back,
I'm
and it was
surprised you did as well. It sounds like you
well.
enjoyed it more than you thought you would.
Well, if it was only 2 hours long, you said you're about 2 hours. If it would have only taken me 2 hours, I would have probably tried to get the beat it in 30 minutes or less. But the fact that I'm at 4 hours, no, I'm not interested in it that much. But we should. Anything else before we score this game? I got a few topics to go over afterwards.
Yeah, so I just to kind of put it out there, I got the game pulled up right now and I'm running
Yeah.
around in the backyard. And I went back into the garage, and I realized I had never unlocked that chest that's in the garage. But
Oh, the old
looking at
chest.
it, yeah, the old chest. But
Yeah, you
looking
got,
at
but you got 2 keys, right?
I had 2 keys.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you didn't know what to do with them.
No, I had never ventured this far into the garage. I just went from the
Well,
computer to the upgrade station, and
you can't
uh,
miss it. It's right there next to the computer.
dude, I was going too hard. But looking at it, I'm looking at the chest, and if you pan over to the left, it looks like there's blueprints on the bottom shelf, and it appears to
Yeah.
be an advertisement for a new game called Solarpunk,
Huh.
and I'm very intrigued.
I'm not pulling the game up, dude.
I'll text you a picture of it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Oh, too funny. Well, and this kind of goes into no, I said I was gonna wait until after we scored it to talk about it. Well, are you good to score it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
I think I've shared my thoughts enough
You
on the
share
game.
your thoughts. Well, since on the blueprints episode, we kind of screwed this up. I went ahead and I printed it out for myself to look at. But for the final scoring, 0 to 29 is a game erase.
Yes.
Then 30 to 59 is a game fail. It's garbage. We're never playing this game again. 60 to 69 is a game over. It's okay, but it's not worth playing again. That's a D. So 70 to 79, gameplay. It's worth playing. Or a C. 80 to 89, gameplay again. It's a really good game, and I could play it again. That's a B. 90 to 99 is a game play again and again that we love it and we need to play it again. So that's an A. And then 100% game perfection and we need to go play it right now. So for our scoring, what kind of score are you going to give this thing?
It's tough. I think I'm gonna have to add a little caveat for this episode.
Sure.
To
Oh no,
the
I got
scoring.
plenty of caveats in my scoring.
So I'm gonna give the game a 95. I did love it, but I don't need to play it again, and I'm not going to.
Yaha, you gave it a 95. You has to.
You gotta play it. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Really?
It served its purpose. It scratched the itch. I'm gonna look into Solarpunk and go from there.
Well, did you see the YouTube video that I sent you?
I don't think I've watched it yet.
Oh, okay. It's another game about digging a hole.
Oh, really?
Must be the sequel.
It must be the sequel.
So in this one,
Jesus.
you have more things. You have nosy neighbors. You have a wife that wants a divorce because you're screwed around. It's not working for her because all you want to do is play in the backyard, and you're cracking beers and throwing footballs. And I don't know if it's a spoof or if it's a real thing, but I saw it this morning before I went outside, and it made me laugh.
It looks very similar.
Oh, it totally
What
does.
we
But I
just-
mean, somebody could be spoofing it. I mean, they totally could. But or it could be the same developers. I'm gonna say before I score this, This would be the perfect game to play if you were stoned.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, you could just get lost in it.
and I wasn't, but that's the only way I can describe why it would take me 4 hours to play this stupid thing. But I digress. So, yeah. So, like I said, I played this game twice. I beat it twice. Wants to do it. Wants to trophy hunt it. I'm not saying it's an epic fail or anything like that, but it sure is not going to get a 95 from me. As it being a gift from you, I needed to sink as much time as I could into it. So I gave it 8 hours total, and I'm not playing this thing again. So that being said, and I got a couple caveats here. So for me, I'm giving it a 60.
Okay.
It's a game over. I just I kind of stumbled into the bottom. When I was dicking around, like, I wonder how far we can drill down, and blah blah blah, and then the game was over. And I could give it a 59 just to say that I gave something a game fail, but I don't. It's not a fail.
No.
I mean, it's fine. It's just I don't think that it's something that I wouldn't have went out and bought it myself. If you wouldn't have said, "Hey, you got to play this game for the podcast," yada yada yada. If you would have been like, "Hey, and you're gonna spend $5 on it," I would have been like, "You're gonna pick a different game." There's no way you could have got me to play it, but it was addicting, and so I'll give it all of that. But where I think this game would shine is a mobile game.
I think it would be a great mobile game. I also think that it would be a really fun VR game, like on the Oculus Quest.
Oh, see that now there you go. I now if it was a mobile game or on the Quest, I would give it a 70 easily. Yeah. It would just make it that much more fun. But for me to have to sit down on my computer and grind and grind and grind, that lowers the score for me. So if this thing comes out on VR, I will go harass the boy and say, "Hey, go buy this game. Let me try it out." Or you know what? Better yet, I'll make you let me try it out on yours because I know you have one too.
Yeah, fair.
And then I would play it again. But as for now, I have no interest in beating it. So.
Well, and just to add this to the end here, I have not found this specific game on the VR store, but there are plenty of games on the VR store about digging a hole.
Really?
Oh,
of course there are. It is what it is. But it's no Blueprints.
It's no Blueprints. I still like it more than RC Pro-Am, but man.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, man. Last night I fired up Super Off-Road for the Nintendo.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I was kind of dinking around, moving my office around again, and trying to get the perfect layout. And I'm like, hey, let's fire it up on the little TV. And I went through it. I was playing it, and it's got a little RC Pro-Am in it. And the game is just, it's just a fun little game to race around the track and everything. But I got bored after 30 minutes and put it away.
So this game kept you entertained longer than Super Off-Road.
No, I'm not saying that. The Super Off-Road has kept me entertained since I was a teenage boy. I've got way more hours into that. Oh shoot. So is there anything else that you got for this episode?
Not that I can think of. I mean, it's short, it's sweet, it's a game about digging a hole.
It is.
I dig it. It was a good game. It was probably the best $5 I've ever spent, $10 I've ever spent, but
I can think of so many better ways to spend $10 in gaming.
I liked how you add that at the end because, yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
inflation.
Yeah, well, yeah, inflation,
Right.
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe, give us 5 stars. You can even comment and all that good stuff. Or I mainly look at these on Spotify.
Yep.
If you give a comment on one of the other platforms, I might not see it right away, but we do appreciate that. And if you don't like what we're doing, still give us 5 stars. You just don't have to leave a comment. And
Very true.
right.
Don't hurt the ego.
And we are on Facebook now.
We
I
do.
got,
We do have a Facebook group.
Yep,
going.
got a Facebook page on there. So hopefully we can play with that, get our name out there. Also check out some of the playtime on YouTube. I'm going to put links to everything in the description of this. So if it's something that you like, even Discord chat.
Yeah.
So
Discord chat. And...
we do. And that's actually how we're recording this time, is through Discord. And so hopefully the audio is better. If it is, we'll probably continue to keep doing this, even if we're doing it in person. But like I was telling you, Anthony, Tommy, and I found some better settings for when we were recording the Vampire Survivors that will go live here. Not this Wednesday. I think it's the Wednesday after.
Okay.
This, like I said, this is just kind of a bonus episode to knock out a really quick game.
Yeah, and it was a fairly quick game.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Yeah, talk to you soon.